I have to turn my hip, step out, and now all right, Z.E.R.T Nation, we're back at it. Listen, we're going to talk about the 4 ranges of hand-to-hand combat. There's 4 ranges, all right? There's long range, mid-range, close range, ground. That's how I determine them. I know some other systems call it trapping range and some other ranges, whatever. You can insert whatever system terminology you want, but for the purposes of this discussion, long range, mid-range, close range, ground. What does that have to do with combat? Listen, range dictates what weapon I'm going to use. Range dictates what part of my body I'm going to use against my attacker. And that's going to give me a preloaded striking system that tells me if I'm in close range, it's not the time for a straight punch. That's elbow range, right? So we're going to talk about this. So I'm going to have Rudy come on. Long range, as we define long range, is my punch can't reach Rudy. My fingers can't reach him, but my kick can. That's long range. I can step in, bang, round kicks, whatever I want. Groin kicks, by the way, groin kick is one of our favorite kicks in all of Krav Maga because, once again, much like straight kick or straight punch, I should say, most attackers aren't expecting it and they don't know how to defend it anyway. They have no clue. They have no clue it's coming. Watch fights. People do not narrow their stance in a fight. In fact, the harder they swing, the wider their stance gets. The wider their stance gets, the bigger the alley, the better the kick. So for long range, bang, love that groin kick with either leg. Front kick to vertical target, right? Or teep kick, sometimes it's called in Muay Thai. Those are great weapons. Mid-range, my extended punch, hammer strike, eye pokes can reach him. My extended punch can reach Rudy, right? This is a mid-range strike. By the way, groin kick, you can take it with you through all of them. It's kind of a utility tool. Groin kick goes in all ranges. Close range, we're in this grapple range, this grab range. I'm thinking eye gouges, elbows, headbutts, knees, all these kinds of things that I can use at close range. It doesn't make sense for me to try, at least right now at this angle, to make this straight punch. I'm smothering all my power, so I don't have extension. So I can't drive with all that force that I've generated from the hip rotation. However, same hip rotation with elbow, that's going to be night shot right there. We're going to be in the money then. I mentioned eye gouges. Love gouging the eyes from here. Eye gouging, cupping the ears, headbutt. A note about headbutts, when you headbutt, don't headbutt forehead to forehead. That's just stupid. You want to take your forehead and drive it anywhere below the eyebrow line and it extends out to the jaw. So anywhere below his eyebrow line is softer than the cranium, just so you know. Okay, so we covered long range, mid range, close range, the last range, ground. If I'm on the ground, right, I'm on the ground, I'm down, Rudy's in my guard. And I want you to think about this from 2 perspectives. Number 1, I am not armed. I am not armed, meaning I have no firearm, he doesn't, and I don't have a knife with me. I am trying to do enough damage to this guy to keep him away. I am not in a street scenario going to be pulling guard and playing the jiu-jitsu game with him. Not that jiu-jitsu's wrong, we love jiu-jitsu. But in this moment, I need to be trying to get up and get back to my feet as quickly as I can. And in order to affect that, once again, we're going to go back to those eye gouges, nice hip escape away, kicking away, and doing these kinds of things to augment him. If I am carrying my weapon and he is aware that I am armed and he is going for my weapon, I'm right-handed, he starts reaching to my hip, I have to turn my hip downward and secure my weapon between the hip and the ground with my body weight. By the way, CCW holders, you guys need to understand something. I see a lot of you guys out there carrying your pocket knives on the same side that you're carrying your handgun. Now think about that. If I was armed here right now and I turn to my right hip and my pocket knife is in my knife slot here in my pants, some cool pants that you guys have with the knife slots in the pockets. If I have that here and everything's loaded on my right side and I turn down to secure it, now I've taken both weapons away from me and I can't access either one. If I have my knife on my left side as a right-handed person and I practice deploying with my blade with my left hand, now I can use that as a tool. By the way, he's going for my weapon now, so deadly force isn't an issue. There's no question here. You absolutely can do so and you can articulate why you do that, right? Again, you have to start thinking about things. If you're going to carry a weapon, you have to be combat effective, right? So next week, we're going to talk about how to properly defend from each range and counter from each range. What are defenses and counters? All right, see you next week.
ZERT is a worldwide membership-based organization that uses zombie as a metaphor for any natural or man-made disaster that could occur in our lifetime. Your zombie could be hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, a deadly force encounter, or civil unrest. ZERT is about being prepared, trained, and most importantly, armed with the proper mindset to see you and your family through to safety. ZERT is not just an organization. It's a lifestyle. ZERTNation.com